Welcome to Everything Pro Wrestling. Everything Pro Wrestling is a show by the fans, for the fans. And I am your host, Conrad Cushman, and we are here tonight to talk about Smackdown Live that just went off the air. If you guys are in the live chat, do me a favor, make sure that you are interacting, and we will check out the show together. And I'll read your comments, we'll go through some things and talk about Smackdown Live. Also, make sure you leave a like on the video, as well as subscribe to the channel. We really need more subscribers so we can get to that 1K, and we will have a celebration for that. I do plan on having a channel update within the next couple of days to a week, and I'll let you guys know everything that's going on because some things are about to change. And let's get into the show. Hey, what's going on, J3X Show? Greatly appreciate you being in here. Brandon Anderson, what's happening, brother? I appreciate everybody who is in here. Please feel free to interact. I know some of you guys didn't watch SmackDown by the questions I'm seeing in the live chat. Feel free. We could talk about anything towards the end. Let's get through this, though, because this was an okay show of SmackDown. Still some of the same problems I had yesterday, but let's get into it. The SmackDown show opens up with some randomness. We had New Day and Heavy Machinery backstage making some type of smoothie with pancakes, eggs, and just filthy, disgusting stuff. Tuna. They put a bunch of stuff in there, and they were drinking it. And we also see Becky Lynch walking around backstage, the top star in the business right now, at least on the WWE end of things. She is so over. And this leads to a segment with Becky and Asuka, and the Iconics come out to ruin it, talking their crap. So this leads to a match, and it's the first match of the night. We have Becky Lynch versus Peyton Royce. Hey, what's going on, Big Rob? What's happening, brother? Jayhawk's reaction. How are you, good sir? I appreciate you guys all joining in here. Thank you so much. First thing I had in my notes about this match. So we have Becky Lynch versus Peyton Royce. Lacey Evans being shown backstage. I felt that that wasn't the proper time to have Lacey Evans shown, due to the fact that Lacey Evans hasn't wrestled yet, made a debut yet, and I feel like you could be taking attention away from Becky Lynch when she is your main star. I don't know if that was a Vince decision or creative. I get that they're trying to add some randomness into the show, but I didn't think it was needed right there. Just a little thing. And a lot of that was inspired by OTRS Central, who brought it up first on Twitter, so let me give him some credit. Make sure you check out his channel as well. But in the end, Becky Lynch taps Peyton with the disarmor. Peyton Royce did a really good job on here. Shout out to James Farley in the Everything Pro Wrestling group. He actually brought that up. Peyton Royce is definitely the more talented of the two Iconics. I see a big future for her. She did very well in this match, but Becky ends up getting the win, as she should have. Connor, thank you, good sir. I appreciate that. We get to the second match. So after the match is over, Asuka gets into the ring, and she is yelling, hooting and hollering about everything. And she comes in, and she wants a fight. Billie Kay is trying to avoid it at all costs. Well, as she's going up the ramp, Asuka comes up from behind, grabs her, and throws her in the ring. And she ends up getting her ass whipped by Asuka. Asuka makes short work of her, and she taps out to the Asuka lock. Very elementary, very simple. Let's see here. 89 ESR, aka Robert, says Iconic should win the belts first. Ooh, Robert, are you saying they should be the first women's tag team champions? I need some clarification on that, good sir, because that seems a little odd, in my opinion. I don't know if they should be the first champs. I don't know. I disagree with that, if that's what you're saying. Let's talk about more randomness is what I have written down next to my notes here. We had AJ Styles coming out to the ring while Asuka and Becky were in the middle of a face-off as they get ready for their match at the Royal Rumble. Why did AJ Styles come out in the middle of them facing off? Not sure. I don't know. I didn't like that. I didn't like that they were in the middle of having two people face off and then music hits and then they kind of just disperse. What was that? I don't know. It takes away from the segment, and I just didn't like that. It felt like it never ended, so that's kind of BS. AJ goes into the crowd, and then we get a break. And I have WTF next to that. This goes back to what we talked about on yesterday's review of Monday Night Raw. Why did AJ Styles come out and then you go to a commercial break? He was going through the crowd. I'm interested in what happens, and then all of a sudden I was just like, that takes me out of the moment a little bit. And that's just something, maybe it's my overexposure to wrestling, and I would love to know what a fan thinks who doesn't watch it every week, because I don't know, I wasn't feeling that. Let's see here. Robert says, yep, so that was what he was thinking. I'm going to disagree with you on that, sir. And that could be something that we talk about. Robert should be on my Royal Rumble preview if he wants to. He has the open invitation. He did ask me about that before. J3X Show says, sure, why not? Robert says, Carmella won the first Money in the Bank, so why not? Yeah, but I don't know. Carmella felt right at the time, too. True. Jayhawk Reactions. The AJ promo in the concourse was good. Yes, absolutely. AJ comes out and does a repeat of the Daniel Bryan segment from last week, but AJ's telling everyone to eat hot dogs, and he's throwing t-shirts in the crowd, and a person in the crowd wearing a hoodie came right up and punched AJ in the face, and it was Daniel Bryan. They had a big brawl backstage, and so much stuff happened with that. He ended up getting slammed. Mustard and relish is going everywhere. Daniel Bryan's covered in mustard. Good brawl backstage, though. I really liked it. Security came up and broke it up. Solid segment right there. And I have something else that we're going to talk about, but let me get back into the chat here. Same reason Seth confronted Triple H during his his convo with Sasha and Bayley. I feel like they're building towards AJ versus Seth at Mania. Potentially. That would be a really good match if we get that. But there's a lot of stuff going on, too, at the Royal Rumble that makes me wonder where we're going with things. And the Royal Rumble is the beginning of setting up things for WrestleMania. I'm sure if you are a longtime fan, you know that. And if you're a new fan, that's what's happening here. The road to WrestleMania ends at the road to WrestleMania starts at the Royal Rumble, ends at WrestleMania, excuse me. J3X Show says, I hope so. We'll see. We'll see on that. Sidebar here. Andrade Cien Almas is now just known as Andrade. I have to know what the live chat thinks of this. It's another Vince McMahon-ism. Like, why do we have to shorten everybody's name? Why is he just Andrade? Is it too hard for people to say? Is it confusing? I don't know. But we'll see what happens. Jayhawks, I personally want to see face Miz versus Bryan at Mania for the WWE title. I'm sorry, that's supposed to be heel Bryan. I was wondering what you were trying to say there. I think I mentioned it before in the group. Definitely. So yes, and I'm gonna use a quote that I saw from the Sala Monster on Twitter, and he said, WWE creating solutions for problems that didn't exist with the Andrade Cien Almas name. Cien Almas equals 100 souls. Yeah, it's just Vince likes one name people most of the time. I don't know. I shrug my shoulders at it. I don't understand why he has the name. But wait till we get to the Andrade Cien Almas match. I got some stuff to say about that. We had a very awkward, weird backstage segment here with Jimmy Uso and his brother Jay and Mandy Rose saying that she's been a naughty girl and she wants to be locked up in the Uso penitentiary. Weird. Weird lingo right there, but they're trying to, drop some sexual innuendos on the fan base. Yeah, so he just looks at it awkwardly, and this is going to develop throughout the night. Samoa Joe is walking to the ring, and we see a random EC3 interaction that EC3 is looking in the mirror and talking to himself and pointing at himself. Different. I saw that tweet. Yes, you did, sir. That's weird. It's 2003 all over again. So we got an interview backstage with Andrade and Zelina, and they were just talking their mess, the usual stuff. Andrade looked very comfortable on the microphone, even though he didn't speak English when he was talking on the mic. But Zelina cut a heck of a promo for him. I like this duo. They are working very well together, and I think that she saved his career when he was down in NXT. So it was very good to see Zelina Vega hold her own on this. If she can get her in-ring skills up and continue to help Andrade with his mic skills, they are a perfect duo. And this is exactly what they need to use managers for in the WWE, in my opinion. Let's see here. I say Naomi gives Jimmy a pass and his brother tear that. Come on, Robert. Can't be talking like that in the chat, brother. um, you're sick, man. Oh, Josh, you're killing me. You're killing me, guys. Let's get to the third match. Samoa Joe versus Mustafa Ali. I was looking forward to this match, but unfortunately it never gets started. Samoa Joe attacks Ali during his entrance, and he ends up beating him down real bad, throwing him into the ring post several times, throwing him into the barricade. And Samoa Joe means business, and he is basically gearing up for the Royal Rumble. We get a promo backstage. I don't know if I missed anything in between this because I did use the restroom in between this time. So if I missed something, someone tell me. But afterwards, he threw Ali into the post. He's backstage cutting a promo, and he's basically talking about how he's going to win the Royal Rumble. And after that, if you have a championship, Samoa Joe's coming for you. Exactly the type of promo we need in wrestling today. One that made me very proud because everybody should be gearing after the title. Everyone should be talking about the title, especially if you're not in a storyline at this point. So kudos to Samoa Joe. It was short but sweet. Now, we get to the next match. This was the match of the night, easily. Rey Mysterio versus Andrade. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to get used to saying that now. With Zelina Vega. Man, boy, I don't think you guys know. This was a great match. Lots of back and forth action. The chemistry between these two is off the chain. Rey Mysterio and Andrade Cien Almas is a match meant to happen. I would love to see them get some time on a pay-per-view, but you know what? They did it very well tonight here, and this could be something you go back to later on. Even the night after Mania or the first Smackdown after Mania, what a way to open up the show. If you're not going to continue this feud, end it right here, but what a match. These guys have chemistry, and I see people putting the fire emojis in the chat. Oh, hell yeah, brother. I appreciate that. Dude, like the video simply because of this match. Call someone, whoever's the closest to you in the next room, and slap them. I thought this was a very good match. So, Rey Mysterio and Andrade Cien Almas, one of my first spots that I loved in this match was the Rey Mysterio hops onto his shoulders after being like Irish whip, bounce off the ropes, lands on Andrade's shoulders. He does the classic Royal Rumble elimination. Rey flips over the top rope. Andrade falls to the floor. Well, he lands on his knee and Rey still on his shoulders. He gets up with Rey still on his shoulders and power bombs him on the floor. I thought that was amazing. And I think it happened by dumb luck, personally. But Rey Mysterio and Almas, great chemistry. We saw so many other spots in this match where we saw another Canadian Destroyer. Flipping crazy, no pun intended. These dudes set up a nice spot. I thought Almas was done after that. They had so many teases. They had a couple parts where they had messed up on counters and stuff, but that comes with time and getting the chemistry down. But that Canadian Destroyer spot, amazing. Rey Mysterio going for the 619. It got blocked once again. Almas also ducked it at one point. Teased it so many times. Very good. But in the end, Rey Mysterio ends up falling to the hammerlock DDT off the top rope. Oh my goodness. Andrade is the first Hispanic wrestler that they can be a top star for WWE since Eddie. Yes, Josh. A lot of people thought the same thing though about Alberto Del Rio. Rey doesn't count. Boo! What do you mean Rey doesn't count? Rey is a very good wrestler, and I will not let you crap on his good name, sir. But very good match between these two. If there is one match that I'm telling you to go back and check out from this show, Rey Mysterio, Andrade Cien Almas, match of the night, easily in my opinion. Now we get back to this lovers quarrel BS with Naomi, Mandy Rose, and Jimmy Uso. So I guess there was a hotel key or something was left for Jimmy Uso to go meet Mandy Rose. Mandy Rose is in a hotel room. She's got the sexy robe on, and she's waiting for him to come in. She's sitting in the hotel room chair, and he says, "We can't do this." "Yes, we can." Whatever. Yada, yada, yada. So Jimmy's in there, and if you watch the promo, I wonder where Jimmy's eyes were looking throughout the whole time, because it definitely did not look good from what I was seeing. But Jimmy's in there. He's in there with Mandy Rose. And then a camera person comes out and she basically set him up, saying that she wanted to ruin his marriage with Naomi because she can't stand Naomi. She despises Naomi. And this ends up leading to Jimmy leaving. And who shows up but Naomi? I guess she was waiting on the side or she snuck in. I don't know how they portrayed this. And she comes in and she starts pounding away. And they have like a little miniature brawl. Somebody put up the movie with Beyonce where the woman's in their house like in the football jersey and they're brawling. I said this is exactly what it was like. And I thought that was an excellent example of it. I can't think of the name of the movie now because it's so old. But they were going at it. So, interesting segment. I am not a fan of this feud, though. I think Mandy Rose is better than this. But, I don't know. Maybe it gets her and Naomi involved in something. So, I'm not going to crap all over it either. I'm in the middle on it. Let's see what we got here from some of the other people. Imagine Rey Mysterio versus Kushida. I like that, Robert. Hopefully, we do get to see a match like that. Josh Burton says, I'm kidding, sir. That's for your Dolph bashing on everything college basketball. Josh, listen. You can ask. Robert is actually the reason why I don't like Dolph Ziggler, and Robert could tell you why. It happened when they first did the brand split, and Robert will tell you because I was at the show in Buffalo where Dolph Ziggler became the #1 contender for his SummerSlam match with Dean Ambrose. Jayhawk's reaction. WTF was this whole love thing. I agree, Jayhawks, on that. Not a big fan of it. And then we get to the final segment of the show. We have the Miz, Shane McMahon, bestie birthday bash. Exactly what you would expect. A lot of we're the best friends hanging around, and Miz and Shane palling it up. He ended up getting him a gift, and the gift was the Air Jordans, the newest ones coming out, the 33s, I believe is the name of them. Robert can correct me. Robert is a sneakerhead if you guys don't know, and he'll be able to tell me if those were the right pairs of sneakers if you saw the show. But I believe it was the 33 Jordans, and they looked really good, and it was very, very well done, the segment. Shane shows empathy towards The Miz because of everything happening with... Whoa. Robert says, my shoe game's over Shane's. Let's take it easy. Shane's got a lot of shoes, bro. We'll have to see. So does Robert, though, too. But, so he got him the sneakers. Everything happens. It's great. Shane shows empathy towards The Miz, and he starts talking about how they're going to be a great team. It looks like Shane's buying into what Miz is saying now. And we get to the Bar coming out. The Bar comes out, talks a lot of crap, trying to be tough guys, and Shane brings up the whole bro kick from last week on Miz when Miz wasn't looking, and he tries to make a match between Sheamus and The Miz right then, right there, with 10 minutes left in the show. And Miz is like, well, Shane, I don't have any clothes on. He can't fight. So what's going to happen here? Shane says, well, when we were talking about best in the world before, which was the trophy he won back in the Saudi Arabia show, he said, I came out, I didn't have my wrestling gear on. It was time to go, and I was ready to wrestle. And Miz said the same thing, so he gets out of the suit, and he gets into the ring. Sheamus comes down, and they have a match. Basic, very basic match between the two. And The Miz ends up picking up the victory via roll-up once Sheamus is distracted by Cesaro going through a table with cakes on it. No surprise here. And that's the end. They really just celebrate, and that's the end of SmackDown Live. So we have kind of a happy ending. Brandon Anderson says he's not lying, see. Yes, sir. I hear that about this the sneaker game for Robert here. So basically, guys, I want to ask you this. Where is this storyline going, and what do you guys want to see happen from it? And if you guys have any questions about pro wrestling that you guys want to ask in the live chat, let's keep this going for as long as we can. And once you guys have nothing else to ask, I'll close this up. I just want to do these quick reviews. Do you guys like these reviews too after the shows, or do you guys think that it should be, you know, more of an open format, maybe a Google Hangout instead, and I can have people come on? You guys give me some feedback on that. Those were the first 33s. I thought so. But we're going to open it up for a little Q&A if anybody's got questions at this point. I'm trying to see if there's anything wrestling related on here that we could bring up for the Royal Rumble. I will have a preview show for that up for the podcast. Tomorrow I should have a new episode up for the podcast. I will let you guys know since you're in here live. We will have a retro review this week. And I think only one person right now knows what the retro review is going to be. So this should make things interesting. Jayhawk reactions. Miz and Shane win the title. Shane turns heel on the Miz. And I prefer Google Hangouts. All right. Why do you prefer the Google Hangouts, Connor? I would love to know. Just out of curiosity. I appreciate everyone who's in here checking this out right now. If you're in here and you're not saying anything, please feel free to jump into the live chat. Once again, guys, do me a favor. Don't forget to like the video if you're enjoying it. Also, make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube channel. We just got a new subscriber earlier tonight, and his name is Stephen Griffiths. So thank you for subscribing to the channel, good sir. I appreciate you. All right, who has the Iron Man performance in the Rumble this year? I'm going to have to think about this. Who is going to survive the longest in there? You know what? I say Andrade Cien Almas. I think you let Almas survive for a long time in there. And who has the most eliminations this year? I think it's Braun Strowman if he's in the Rumble. I'm not sure if he lost that spot too. I wonder. Who wins the men and women's Royal Rumble? Jayhawks, I'm gonna have to save that question for the preview show. Can't kill it all right here. Josh Burton, I wonder what they will do on being the Elite for a while, considering it's normally been them at backstage events. I'm pretty sure they can come up with some funny office shenanigans, and I want the content to feel organic with that, Josh. They don't need to force anything. You put out the episodes when you're ready. J3X Show, any surprise entrance for the Rumbles, and if so, who? I would really, Robert, I agree too on that. Before I get to your comment, surprise entrance. There's a couple names. I'll bring up one name that I would really like to see for right now. We could bring that up once we get to the Royal Rumble preview. I'd like to see Carlito show up. I don't know why. It's been a while since we've seen him, or even a Mr. Kennedy. Those guys I'd like to see come back at this point right now. Braun is dead to me. Robert, I could not agree more. Braun Strowman has been finished since he turned heel. I don't know why they did that. That ruined him. It screwed him up really, really bad. And I think that Braun got pulled out of that match yesterday to protect him from taking another loss right now, because I think they do want to push him. It's just he's not ready yet for that spot. Final four in the Rumble: Drew, Bobby Lashley, Andrade, and Seth Rollins. I agree. You know what, guys? I'm going to call another thing right now so that way you guys can hear this prediction. I'm calling it right now. Bobby Lashley's the Intercontinental Champion, but by the time, I'll say the week of the After Mania stuff, Finn Balor is going to be the Intercontinental Champ. I just got that feeling that he's going to get that title. He's not going to beat Brock, so you got an early prediction right there. But Finn Balor is going to become the Intercontinental Champion, in my opinion. Jayhawks reactions here. Being the Elite has had some of the good comedy as of the non-backstage stuff, and I agree with you. Thank you. I appreciate that. But gentlemen, if you guys don't have any more questions, we will have to get ready to end this. But I'll keep it open for a second if you guys are still talking or you got something that you want to talk about. Let me ask you guys this. Are there any reviews or anything that you guys would like to see me do eventually in the future? Please feel free to leave it in this live chat or in the comment section, and I'll be sure to try to cover it. I hope you guys are enjoying these live hangouts. Hopefully they're working for you guys and you find them worthwhile. Because I debated on doing this today because I'm like, are people really enjoying this? I don't know. So let me know. Let's see here. Yes, I will. Surprise entrance, Matt Riddle. I think we're going to see a surprise NXT person. Last year, I thought the Adam Cole entrant was really good. Robert, do you think they will end the brand split before SmackDown moves to Fox? All right, Rob. Actually, this is a good question because we were talking about the women's tag titles earlier. And my thoughts are this on the women's tag belts. You need to put the women all on one show and the tag team on another show. So whether Raw should be the show for the women, which I think it should be, and SmackDown's the show for the men's tag teams, let each brand have something distinctive that separates them. I missed that a little bit. So if you want to do that, let's go with it all the way. And do I think they end the brand split? Yes. I think you don't need two sets of men's tag titles. You can unify the belts. I was never a big fan of the brand split. There's actually an old video on here with me and Casey Briggs talking about it from, I think it was in the 2016-ish time frame when they started the brand split. And we both disagreed, or we both agreed, I'm sorry, that WWE's making the wrong move. We disagree with WWE's position on it. A brand split doesn't make things better automatically. They need to have good storylines, period. But at the same token, though, the brand split, they do all the pay-per-views as one. I don't know. But that gives people less time on television, too, because some people are going to double dip on SmackDown and Raw, and you really don't need that either. Final four in the Women's Rumble. I'm going to say we have Bayley, Charlotte, Nia Jax, and a surprise, whoever a surprise entrant is for the women's. At Josh, save your Matt Riddle for next year so he wins the whole thing. Nigel McGuinness is a surprise entrant too. I don't think Nigel McGuinness can get in there for health reasons. How do you think they will pull off the women's tag chamber match? Right now, my early prediction is that Bayley and Sasha, those belts are meant for them right now at this point. They're going to let them be the first women's tag team champions, and I think we're going to see a hell of a match. I think there's going to be lots of spots, lots of drama with it. Is the Velveteen Dream a surprise entrant? I think that the Velveteen Dream would be a good surprise entrant. As far as I know, as of NXT tapings and shows, he is not on the card at this moment. So why not have him in there? J3X Show, you remember Casey Briggs, don't you? Yeah, Peyton, Ultra Heat. I know Nigel can. I'm just saying it tongue-in-cheek. Yes. Biggest rivalry in EPW history. Yeah, we don't want all the drama, though, with that type of stuff. I don't want Sasha relegated to the tag division. Oh, Robert, I've told you for a long time, I think Sasha Banks is the best in the women's division, personally. For quite some time, I thought she was one of the better performers, and I think her talent, and same with Bayley, they are being wasted right now, and I think they could be in much better positions as far as this show goes. And that's just my stance on everything. But, as do I. Thank you, J3X Show. I don't understand why they waste Sasha Banks' talents on this. But overall, guys, for this SmackDown show, I did not think it was a bad show. I thought it was very well done. J3X Show says, turn Sasha heel. I like that idea, actually. This SmackDown show was pretty decent. Is it something worth going back to check out? Did you miss anything crucial to the Royal Rumble? No. All just light build stuff. Nothing too crazy. I seen Kairi Sane and Io Shirai joke on Twitter about going after the tag belts. That'd be sweet. Josh, you're going to have more tag teams than just 6 teams, on both brands. That's kind of crappy. Jayhawk Reactions. Match you are looking for at TakeOver. Mine would be Black Ciampa and Undisputed Era War Raiders. Actually, so we've seen Ciampa and Black fight before. The match I'm really, really looking forward to at this point is going to be the whole Johnny Gargano, Ricochet storyline. I'm interested in all of that, so I guess that falls into Black Ciampa a little bit. And Undisputed Era versus War Raiders is also going to be a really good match. I think people are sleeping on. But we'll have to save that for the preview. That'll be on next week's show. Make sure you guys are giving us a subscribe also on our Anchor platform, whether you're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. You just get on your computer, get on the keyboard, type in Everything Pro Wrestling. Look us up, guys. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. And if you guys have thoughts and opinions, please reach out to me, message me, and I will have you guys on the show. If you guys would like to be on more shows, please reach out to me on Twitter. Just make sure that you have the proper equipment, and I'd love to have you guys on. Jayhawks reaction, that would be great. Yes, sir. But I appreciate everyone who was in this live chat. Thank you so much for checking it out. I appreciate the boys from Everything College Basketball. Robert, always great to have in here. Connor, thank you guys so much. Anybody who's a new subscriber, and if you are checking this out after the fact, leave a comment down below and tell me what you thought of tonight's Smackdown Live. This is Everything Pro Wrestling, guys, and we are out. Thank you. Have a good night. Peace.